here's another question on that, because throughout this entire thread that we've been discussing, you didn't mention one word that always comes up in these conversations: spirituality.
I have a problem with that word. I don't understand. I don't know what that means.
So what do you mean by that? Because people, that's when you say you have the physical and then you have the spiritual, right? And spiritual is equal with religion, and religion is our way of life, right? And there's the duality of those two elements is essential for a human being to live, because we're not just strictly physical beings, but we're also spiritual beings. So what is it about spirituality that you have a challenge with and you critique, because this is the epitome of it? And not just that, in other conversations you've had, when you talk about tameh and tahor, or tum'ah and tahara, you also have mentioned to me that it's nothing to do with spiritual.
No.
Right? So if that's the case, then what does that have to do with, and why do you have such a challenge with the word spirituality?
The whole thing of, again, purity and impurity is the legal status. It's a legal status of the individual, whether that person can do X or not. And it's, in general, usually, whether that person can come to the sanctuary and offer a sacrifice and be in the presence of God. So it's a legal status of the individual. That's what it means. That ultimately, really what it means. From the Mishnah, from Halakha, this is it. It either allows you or it restricts you. Okay? Restricts you. I mean, take for example here, we don't have any of these things anymore with the temple, with the temple rites anymore, with impurity, since the temple was destroyed. Fine. But we still have something that has to do with purity and impurity. Okay, so according to Halakha, before I pray, say Shema or Amidah, according to Halakha, I'm supposed to do Nitliat Yadayim. Why? Because I am now use my hands, which represent the worship that was done in the Beit HaMikdash, that the Kohanim would wash their hands.
And their feet.
And their feet, but we don't do the feet. We do our hands, going from a state of, I cannot use my hands to offer sacrifice, to deal in sacrality, until I wash them, purify them. Now I can do the sacred worship. So the Amidah, okay, which really comes to replace the sacrifices, right? I need to prepare my hands just like the Kohanim would prepare their hands. That's one of the 5 things that, if you don't do Nitliat Yadayim, you can't say Amidah.
It's Me'akev, right?
You can't say. Okay, that's according to Harambam. Right? Whatever other people do, it's a different story. Okay, so that's one item. Another item. Why is it that we do Nitliat Yadayim also before we eat bread? Because the whole idea of eating bread was just like the Kohanim would eat bread in Mikdash, Beit HaMikdash, they would sanctify, purify, prepare, right, their hands to eat, not just any bread, a baguette. No, the Kohanim would eat the bread that was in the Mikdash, in the sanctuary. It had a different status. We also do that. As well as hygiene, great, fine, hygiene. Clearly we should. Okay? Hence the Jewish people had less diseases, by the way, throughout the course of our history than other people. We were much more hygienic than other people. Another example, during the menstrual cycle of a woman. She's teme'ah, she's impure. What does that mean? It just basically means she and her husband cannot have marital relations. That's what it means. She's restricted. And he's restricted from also, even physically touching. Whatever the reason that, in order for, men to control their appetite, in order for men not to view their wives as some, physical sexual object, all that is good. All that is good messages that it's like, you look forward to being with your wife and your husband. You long for each other. Beautiful. Absolutely. No, it's really powerful. But from the point of the legal status, well, she can't do X, Y, and Z for him, right? She can't pour wine in his presence, right? She can't fix the bed in his presence.
She can't wash his feet.
She can't wash his feet. Certain, okay? Yeah. And he can't do X, Y, and Z in her presence, blah, blah, blah. Well, So there's restrictions. So if you look at it, just like if a person is impure and they cannot bring a korban, they're restricted. They cannot, how do you say, they feel distant from the God. The whole thing of also the nidah, the menstrual, the laws of menstruation in Judaism for women is that the husband and wife, they're distant from each other. Same psychology, same psyche. I need to prepare myself for something that is sacred. Now, when I say sacred, it's not spirituality. Because when you say spirituality, you can invent anything you want.
What do you mean?
Well, who says your opinion and your theories of spirituality is wrong and mine are correct and vice versa? Can you prove anything with spirituality? No. You can talk as much as you want about spirituality, but what is it? With all due respect, without the whole concept of spirituality, Christianity doesn't exist.
So some might say that spirituality is something beyond the physical.
What does that even mean? Now, can I say there's an abstractness? Yes, the human has an abstract part. We call that the human mind / the soul. Oh, so what is it that makes a human if it's not strictly DNA and biological? Oh, it's our thoughts, our ideas, our passions, our desires, our intelligence. All those things are not tangible. They're not. We know they exist. When a person thinks, I'm thinking. You can't tell a person, you're not thinking. What are you talking about? I am thinking. Show me. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, or I can put it into writing, or I can create something.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. But I had to use this mechanism, okay, which is something, oh, it's strictly the mind. Oh, it's only chemicals? You want to tell me that proteins carry intelligence and ideas and creativity? You mean to tell me proteins are the proteins contain the information of all the human beings have ever made and created in the universe and on planet Earth, and the literature and the music and the art? Really? Liquid? I have a hard time with that. I have a very hard time with that. I'm sorry. Some want to say that. I can't say that. I think it's something way more sophisticated than that. So that for me, is the abstractness of the human being, the mind. The way my mind explains it, the way the Geonim explain it, and even some Greek philosophers explain it, and even modern psychologists explain it, like Carl Jung. We have, okay, because I think they see something that is much more sophisticated than just the biology and the molecular aspect.
Of course.
It's much more than that.
Of course.
So those things, yeah, that I view it. But when it comes to purity and impurity, Jewish law, halakha, is only dealing with the physical. It's very clear. It doesn't deal anything here with the spirit, quote unquote. It's all bodily, all bodily issues. And how does a person, quote unquote, become pure? 1 second. How do they become pure? They need to do a physical thing. It doesn't say, oh, you should go pray. Doesn't say.
Spirituality.
So,
yeah.
This whole idea of spirituality and spiritism,
Yeah.
with all due respect to those who believe in it. I respect whatever, it's fine. I don't want to knock anybody down. If you study where it really stems from and comes from, it ultimately comes from pagan concepts. That they believe that everything in the universe has a sacrality, and that sacrality, whatever that thing is, contains a spirit in it, that it does what it does because it has a special spirit in it, and therefore it's sacred. Everything. There's a sacrality, a cosmic sacrality. Therefore, I don't know, this book has spiritism in it. Animals has spiritism in it. And there are some, Eastern faiths that wouldn't kill a bug, wouldn't pluck a plant. No. You have to leave it as nature as is. God doesn't say this. God says, use nature for your benefit properly. Do not exploit it. If you have to cut down a tree, replant. Yes, you might have to kill an animal. Don't wipe out a species. No. Because God is the one who least, whatever it is he gave us to use. Because it does not belong to us. Nothing belongs to us. Nothing.